I've been covering the contemporary Great Western Railway liveried models in recent reviews, and the major gaps have been the Class 43 HST and the Class 800. I'm going to review the Class 43 HST in this video, with the Class 800 to follow. I've been impressed by both models, so let's get into it. Hi, thanks for joining today's review. So the first thing we'll do is kick off with a short unboxing of the model. We'll follow that with a close-up and 360-degree view. We'll then get into a brief running session to see how it performs on the track. And we'll follow that up with a summary, and then we'll get into our scoring and recommendations. Okay, let's get underway. So we're going to start with the unboxing. So the HST pack we're looking at today is in the Great Western Railway's distinctive green livery, and it's the R3685 from Hornby with the locomotive numbers 43041 and 43005. So these are very difficult to get hold of. I've been really lucky to pick this up new. I did want to review it a long time ago. I'm going to review it now. It's a little bit late. But for people who are interested in this and maybe purchasing one of these in the future, when hopefully Hornby come out with another green Great Western Railways HST pack, people will be able to pick that up. So I'm going to go through this now, go through the unboxing, and we'll take a look at it, and then we'll bring it through the normal review process. So we've just taken it out of the box. So you get the normal sheet with it, which talks about fitting the DCC decoder, and I am going to fit this with DCC. So I've got a set that I will be putting into this, and so we'll get the sound when we do the running session. So we're going to take a look at the locomotive itself now. We'll open this up, and it comes with some detailing parts, and it actually comes with the etched nameplates. So it comes with the Meningitis Trust nameplates, which is the name of the logo, and also the Great Western Railway logo nameplates as well. So that's actually I haven't seen that on the HSTs before, so nice to see it here from Hornby. So just peeling back here, and we'll take this guy out in a minute. First impressions are that this is really, really nice. It follows in the livery of the coaches from Hornby, which is a really nice gloss green livery, which is well applied, and this looks to be really top notch. So this is looking really good. So we'll take this guy out, and we've the same for the dummy car. So really, really nice. So we'll get this guy out of the packaging and take a closer look. Okay, so I've just taken both the power car and the dummy car out of the packaging, so we'll take a quick look at these in the hand, and we will do a close-up view as we normally do just afterwards. So the first thing is this really nice gloss livery in the green, for distinctive green. So really do like the look of that livery, and it is very well rendered here. So we've got separately fitted handrails on the door there. And it is an opening door. I'm not going to try to open it because I've had sometimes those doors give problems, but I don't really, it's kind of a redundant feature in my opinion, but it's there. We've got the nice windows there at the front. We've got the wiper. We'll see the lighting when we put the lights on. So we've got the black roof then, and there's a nice clean registration there between the roof and the main body. A lot of detail in the bogies and a lot of detail in the underbody as well. So this is actually quite a nice, this is a nice HST model, and it is very heavy actually as well. So it'll be interesting to see is it the same sort of weight, or is it maybe slightly heavier than your typical HST power car. So overall, this is a really, really nice model in keeping with the actual coaches, and it should make a very nice representative train. Just looking at the top here, and we'll see this more in the 360 view. That's fine. It's got the fan there. It's nice. The grills are nice actually. They're nice fine grills, and some more roof detail along the top. So overall, this looks really, really nice. Let's look at the gangway area at the back. It's your same kind of black. It's got some nice labelling on the side of it. and that's fine, and the usual coupler at the back. Now you can actually connect an alternative coupler, which is good, and I've seen some of the HSTs you weren't able to do this, but this one does have a socket, so you can actually swap that out. Now there doesn't appear to be any options in the detailing kit, but we all have some couplers lying around. The dummy coach is the same, extremely much lighter when you actually lift it up after lifting the main power car. And actually, just looking here, it does have these very nice wheels with quite detail on them. So it'll be interesting to see these wheels in action. I'm not sure if they're the same sort of pitch as the wheels on the coaches. We'll take a look at that. But they have an extra level of detail on them as well, which is good. And again, we've got the coupler on the back. So it all looks really nice. Looks like a very nice presented set. So I think out of the box it looks great. And we'll go to the next level of detail. We'll get into the close-up views now of this. Okay, so let's get into the close-up view. So I think the standout feature on this particular model definitely is the livery. In all other ways, it's a pretty standard Class 43 HST from Hornby with all the quality that you would expect of that. It has the opening doors, which is a redundant feature, which I think they could get rid of, but it is there. It's got the nice underbody detail, nice roof detail, but it's the application of the livery, the standout livery, and all of the labelling, etc., that goes on top of the livery then as well, done very well. And this really makes it a spectacular model. It obviously aligns fully with the Mark III coaches, both the slam door and the sliding door coaches in the GWR livery. And so it's an excellent match for those. And I take my hat off to Hornby for going with the gloss livery. I know some people not that happy with it, but it is more prototypical than a matte finish livery, and this model wouldn't be anywhere near as spectacular looking from an appearance perspective if this was a matte finish. Well done, Hornby. I do like it. It's probably my favourite HST now in this livery. And as I say, you can see all of the other standard detail, pretty well standard detail that you get on your HST is here. One note to make is that it does have NEM pockets as opposed to fixed couplers on the back, which is good. Hornby have obviously made a transition there over the last few years. But look at the really beautiful looking livery there. It is exceptional. And I think that these are two outstanding looking models, both the power car and the dummy car. And as I say, fully aligned with the coaching stock that has been developed for them as well. So really spectacular from an appearance perspective. I'm actually giving this a 10 out of 10. Now we'll get into the running session, and I think the good news is that this car set from Hornby runs as well as it looks. You can see it here. We'll just pick it up from a standing start. It is up to scratch with any Class 43 HST, so it's as good as any of them that are out there. It's not a full 10 out of 10. I think some of the low speed performance, some of the pickup isn't as smooth as a 10 out of 10 locomotive would be, but otherwise it is an exceptional performer and a joy to run. So I really had a really good time doing the running session with this particular locomotive, as I have with any of the more recent HSTs from Hornby. They are all exceptional runners and very fast, stable runners as well. And I did clock a prototypical speed of 171 miles per hour. It's obviously beyond what this can do in real life, but it's good to know that this model can do that and do it safely on the track with no derailment, nothing like that. And so it shows you there's a lot in the tank, and it gives you a good indicator of the performance of this locomotive. And again, you're getting this 5-pole motor, all-wheel drive, all-wheel pickup. Really does show. So exceptional running, and we're only running with the 4-car castle configuration here. I've yet to do a broader test, but my past experience with the HSTs is they don't have an issue with 7 or 8 car sets, so that shouldn't be a problem, and I'll certainly look to do that on another day. So running here, I think at pretty well the top speed, and then I'll start to slow down again. And so smooth. I mean, it's just a joy, and that's the same for all the Class 43s from Hornby, to be honest. All the more recent ones have this exceptional performance, and this one has the exceptional livery. I think that's the thing, and that's really what makes it a kind of a favourite with me. And I think the combination with the coaches is really good. So now we get into the summary. So we're looking at the 2-car pack, which is named the Meningitis Trust Support for Life, 4341 and 43005 in the green livery. The 5-pole motor, as I mentioned, and your 8-pin DCC ready in both the power and the dummy cars. It does have a lot of extra features, I guess, which are good to have. And you do have the obligatory opening doors. You've got the full lighting kit. You do get etched nameplates, which I haven't seen on a Class 43 before, so that's actually nice. I suppose you get it on the special models. And it has an M pocket, so you can change the couplers, which is nice as well. As I mentioned, it does have this very high top speed with a 350 milliamp peak current, and that was for the 4-car Castle class configuration running with 4 Mark III coaches, and that was with CV5 set to its maximum setting. So really, to get a prototypical run here, you can tune down your CV5 probably to something like 210 or so. The weight is standard for the Class 43s, 519 grams for the power car and 180 grams for the dummy car, which is a good weight. And the selling price, these are generally, I did get this from a retail channel. That's where I picked it up. I think they're pretty well sold out now totally. So there is some available on eBay for the 320 price there. So please check that out if you do a search for this particular part number. And they vary between 320 to 390, as I said. And in general, they are sold out from the general retail sectors. So let's get into the scoring. And I thought the running performance, as I said, is really good. It's a 9 out of 10. It only misses that last point in terms of some of the very low speed startup performance and crawling performance. The detail, I'm giving it a 10 out of 10, appearance and detail. And it's really just the appearance and the livery, I suppose, is giving it that score. People could argue that, it could be extra detail on the model, etc. That's fine. But I just think as a model out of the box, this is a 10 out of 10 score. Really pleased with it, and it looks really good on the layout and runs really well with the coaches. I'm not rating the sound here. It doesn't come as part of the standard model. Extras and variants, and giving an 8 out of 10 in terms of the kind of extra features, etc. that you get. The build quality and packaging, marking down a little bit. It does come in the kind of styrofoam packaging, and there really wasn't enough protection in the packaging for the paintwork, and there was a slight bit of scuffing on the paintwork, I noticed, and for such a nice paint job, that's such a shame. So I think this really, Hornby could improve the packaging. For a model like this, these are typically selling in excess of £300 sterling for a non-sound version. I do think they warrant a better packaging than, the cheap kind of packaging I think they do come in, which is the styrofoam packaging. So 7 out of 10, they're not as good as it should be. Price value is about 8 out of 10, but that's hard to call this one in terms of the price you might. I think for 320, I think it's probably an 8 out of 10. Certainly, and you'll pay more than that for any of the newer 2021 range HSTs. So if you can get it for 320, I think that's not too bad. And overall, an 8.6 score, which is a very high score. So my final recommendation, this really is, typically from a performance perspective, it's your standard, what you come to expect from the Class 43s from Hornby. It's really good, a joy to run. It's got that fantastic livery with the matching coaches, which makes it a very special train. And this is probably now my favourite HST that I have in the fleet. The main issue is availability, and Hornby have decided to go with the First Great Western livery for the 2021 range. Now, I don't have one of those, and I'm actually got one of those on pre-order, so looking forward to that as well. And I think this, or something like the R3510, which is also in a similar livery, is probably a must-own if you are a modern Great Western Railway modeler, and certainly highly recommended for anybody else who's got a vague interest in contemporary models and the region that would suit for this. So in general, this is a highly recommended model. I really loved running it. It was a pleasure to do the review, pleasure to do the running session. A model that I think will have a pride and joy and pride of place in my collection at this stage. I really do like it, and I really can't speak highly enough for it. And well done, Hornby. This is a really nice Class 43 HST. I know the HST coming to the end of its life now, but it's very fitting to have a model of this quality now to remember it by, and very pleased with it. So hopefully you enjoyed this. If you have one of these models, what's your thoughts on it? What do you think about it? Please give your feedback in the comments. Thanks for joining the video today. I am going to cover, this is like a 2-year overdue video. I'm going to do a similar one for the Class 800, which I'm just working through at the moment. And I think it does warrant it. I know we'll be seeing some Class 800s hopefully over the next few months. but I did want to do a coverage of the existing one and give my feedback on it, and that's an interesting review as well. But this was a joy to do this review, and I'm really pleased with this model. So thanks for joining. We'll see you on the next one, and in the meantime, happy modelling.